What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Fantasy Scholars. I'm Tyler, and today we're going to talk about 5 sleepers you should draft in the 2021 fantasy baseball season. Kicking off the list is Victor Robles, a very interesting player because in 2019 he was really solid. 2020 was definitely a year to forget, so we're just kind of put that aside for him because it was just dreadful. He was not good. But in 2019, he had 150. He played in 155 games. He had 546 at bats, 139 hits, which means he hit 255. He had 255 batting average, 17 home runs. So that's something not a lot of people expected him to hit over like 15 home runs. So that was really nice. He had 65 RBIs, 86 runs scored, 28 stolen bases. This is a guy who I can see hitting, 270 and get in the high 20s for stolen bases, maybe 30s, because he can run. He definitely can run. And his on base was 326, which was pretty solid considering he only hit 255. But really look at the stolen bases. He's still a top quality player. He was a top prospect back in, I believe, 2016, 2017. He's only 23 years old. And his average draft position right now is 160 in mixed leagues. I would honestly take him around 148, 150. I think he's going to really bounce back this season. He's got still a really solid Nationals team around him, and he's going to get a lot of steals. I think he will get a lot of steals. The next player is his teammate, Josh Bell. Josh Bell finally has a good team around him. He's been on the Pirates his entire career, and they just have not really produced for him. Josh Bell is going to be sneaky this year. In 2020, he definitely showed that he can hit for power, but he was just inconsistent. He was not good. His average was like I think it was like in the 220s, so definitely not good. But the year before that, in 2019, he played 143 games. He had 527 at-bats, 146 hits, so he hit 277, 30 home runs, in 116 RBIs on the Pirates. So he had a monster season with them. He did score 95 runs and had an on-base plus slugging of 936. So he produced. He definitely produced in 2019, and can we see him get back to what he did on the Nationals in 2021? I think we can. And he's really interesting to look at because if you kind of look at separate years, in 2017, he had 26 home runs. 2018, he had 12 home runs. 2019, he had 37 home runs. 2020, he had 8 home runs. So he's due to do really well. His average draft position is going at 145 in mixed leagues. I would really take him higher than that. I would say about 140, maybe a bit higher, because I think he could really produce on a much better team. I mean, he's going from the Pirates to the Nationals. Nationals, I know they don't have Harper anymore and they don't have Anthony Rendon, but they still have quality there. And I think he could really produce in that lineup. He'll be hitting probably around 3rd or 4th. So Josh Bell is really solid this season. Next guy is definitely a guy you get really deep in the draft for mixed league, and I guess he's more relevant in NL-only leagues, is Colin Moran. He's a third baseman and first baseman for the Pirates. In 2020, he played in 52 games, had 178 at-bats and 10 home runs. So nice power number there. And for a while, he was really surging and hit a handful of home runs, so that was really nice to see. But you can't forget about 2019 because he had 466 at-bats, he had 129 hits, and he hit 277. Like, that's very respectable. He had 13 home runs and 80 RBIs. That's the key stat, 80 RBIs. So something was going on with the Pirates around there where somehow he got 80 RBIs. He's still with Pittsburgh, so that's really sketchy because we know with Pittsburgh, they are completely tearing down the whole thing and rebuilding. But he's a career 270 hitter, so I still think he's going to be a really solid fantasy option really late in the draft. A really nice sleeper. His average draft position is 267 in mixed leagues. I wouldn't reach much on that, but I still think that you can get a quality player super late that can really help your season if you get an injury or you just need to plug him in for a couple games. I think he's a very solid player. Going up next is David Dahl. He is so frustrating because he has so much potential to be a top quality hitter, but he just can't stay healthy. That's the bottom line, is he cannot stay healthy. He has not been staying healthy. He has been on the Rockies his entire career. He did move to the Rangers during this offseason, so that's a solid transition. I mean, he's going from a hitter's park to a hitter's park, and on the Rangers, I think he could really be an everyday guy if he does stay healthy. Now, in 2020, he was dreadful. Played in 24 games only. He hit 183, and he hit no home runs. Not good. But in 2018 and 2019, he produced. He really did. So in 2018, he had 249 at-bats, and he hit 273 with 16 homers, 48 RBIs. He only played in 77 games, but that's a decent amount of homers for only playing in 77 games. So that's really promising. In 2019, he played in 100 games. He had 374 at-bats. He hit 302. I like that. I like that a lot. He had 15 home runs, 61 RBIs, and had an on-base of 353. So when he's healthy, he is produced. He just needs to stay healthy. I think he can be a big part of the Rangers offense. They kind of want him to do. He's proven that when he's healthy, he can produce. You guys can get him at around 281 in mixed leagues. And I would be tempted to reach on him a little bit, maybe to like 277 or something, depending on the rest of your team and who you're drafting. He's an outfielder, by the way. But if he can stay healthy, he'd be sneaky good. So I still like David Dahl. I'm still on the David Dahl bandwagon. I think he can produce. The last guy we have is Josh Fleming. Now, this guy is on the Rays. He's a pitcher, and he was rookie season last year, and he's only 24 years old. He's a quality pitcher on a great team that always finds pitching. That's the bottom line, is they do find pitching. The Rays, they always find these pitchers, and they get them in with whether it's bullpen or whether they're starting. And I like Josh Fleming. You can get him super late in the draft at like 489, and let's kind of go over what he did in 2020 in his rookie season. So he played in 7 games. He had 5 wins and 0 losses. He started 5 of the games. So that's nice to see. He won every game he started. He had an ERA of 2.78 and 25 strikeouts. I think he's on the verge of making that rotation for the Rays because they shipped a couple guys out and they like to really move around, starters. No Tony Snell now, so I'm sorry, Blake Snell. What the heck? I'm thinking of Tony Stark or something. No Blake Snell anymore, so they really need these guys to step up and come into the rotation. I think Josh Fleming can do just that. Solid option. You could get super late. He may not even be drafted, so have him on your radar. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and let us know if you like these sleeper videos, because fantasy baseball season is approaching. Thank you all for watching.